Welcome back to the Dark Reading News Desk at Black Hat USA 2025. I'm Terry Sweeney, contributing editor to Dark Reading, and joining me now on the stage is Don Tait, senior analyst with Omdia Cybersecurity. Don, thank you so much for doing the news desk today.
You're welcome.
We are talking identity and security and AI. Give us just a snapshot, if you will, about where we are currently with AI agents with regard to identity security.
Yeah, sure, Terry. Well, in terms of the sort of identity security area, there's been a massive explosion in the number of identities, be it human, non-human identities, and AI agents. At Omdia, we did a decision maker survey earlier on this year, which was about 1,000 CISOs and C-levels guys. And one of the findings from that was that from an identity security perspective, there were 84% were either currently using or planning to use AI agents in the next 12 to 18 months. If you sort of split that down further, the ones who are currently using it is about 22%, and 62% was for the ones that are going to use it in the next 12 to 18 months. So we're at a sort of massive crossroads stroke explosion.
That's an astonishing adoption rate.
Yeah, that's true.
But as you say, we're now managing human and non-human identities.
Yeah.
Can AI be a friend here to help us with this massive exponential workload increase?
It can be both a friend and an enemy, depending whether you're on the good side or the bad side. If you're a nefarious actor, then they can utilize the sort of gaps that are currently in AI agents and non-human identities as we speak,
Okay, well, break that down for us. What are some of the use cases for AI agents in identity security?
Yeah. At the moment, it's sort of more your sort of low-hanging fruit, so to speak. So it's like workflow automation, doing stuff with access control, ITDR or IDR, as we call it at Omdia, identity insights, etc. They're the sort of main low-hanging fruits at the moment. The more the automation workflow type stuff, but over time, over the next few years, you'll sort of go up the sort of AI agent hierarchy to more sort of knowledge and context, and be able to have sort of goal-driven AI agents, and then eventually you'll have like the sort of knowledge worker for AI agents and that as well. So at the moment we're at the start, so to speak, but in 3, 4, 5 years' time, it'll be a lot more sophisticated and be able to do a lot more.
So not quite at the level where they can negotiate with ransomware attackers, but
no.
There.
Or I don't know, do sort of American football or soccer, decide when subs to come on to win matches or that. They're not there yet, but over time,
Talk about some of the challenges to getting there. What's in the way?
Yeah, there's quite a lot of challenges. I mean, probably in identity security, probably the main one is the sort of over permissions. There's a lot with that explosion of identities. There's a lot of over permissioned users currently. That would be one. I'd also sort of say having the correct sort of guardrails in place is another key one, and governance. It's not quite there yet. There's still a lot of work to be done. I'd also sort of say that at the moment, the sort of focus has been more on AI for security rather than securing the actual AI, which is a bigger challenge and needs a lot more work in it. Yeah.
All right. How do you control the AI agents where identity is concerned? From what you're saying, I imagine it's going to be relatively crude and unsophisticated.
Sorry, say that question again?
Your ability to control AI agents in identity, I can't imagine you've got like lots of different bells and whistles at your fingertips there.
There are some. I'd say at the moment, it's more a multi-layered approach. There's no one silver bullet to sort of solve this problem. So I'd say stuff like identity orchestration would be one, fine-grained authorization, that's going to be a key one for sort of securing the agents would be another one. Stuff like just-in-time, least privilege, etc., are just sort of some of the things that can sort of help from an identity security angle to sort of control and manage these agents, which are going to go massively over the next few years. I mean, I think one of the stats that I saw last week was that for every one human identity, there is currently between 50 and 60 non-human identities. And if you think we're just at the start, you know, in 2-3 years' time, it's just going to explode. It'll be billions. And also one of the sort of key things about identity security, it's one of the few areas within cybersecurity that can scale into the billions.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So that's that. Yeah.
All right. Well, take us out with some thoughts. I'm going to ask you to look in your crystal ball and tell us where you believe identity security will be in 5 years' time. What do you see on the horizon in 2030?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, at the moment, I mean, they say politics, a week in politics is a long time, but 5 years in cybersecurity is like an eternity.
Mm.
But from my perspective, I would sort of say that things that need to come into place are stuff like continuous authentication. You know, it's got to be more dynamic, it's got to be more adaptive, it's got to be more contextual. That would be one thing. I'd say also stuff like phishing-resistant passkeys, for instance, would be a good one to do. I think at the moment, I spoke to the FIDO Alliance a couple of weeks ago, and I think around 50% of the Fortune 100 guys were currently using passkeys. That needs to become the sort of de facto norm and scale up to the 70, 80, 90%, you know, because that is one of the key areas to do as well. Yes.
All right. Well, some room for us to grow then, right?
Yeah. There's a lot of work ahead, but I mean, I'll end on a sort of positive note. You know, it's coming to the end of the day, and that, you know, and I think there's more good than bad. You know, I think it's going to be a force multiplier for both good and bad. But if we sort of handle this stage right and get all those guardrails in places and do the sort of multi-layered authentication and all that, then we're in a better place.
Well, thanks for a really vivid update on where we are with AI and identity securities. Both of these are really important topics, so appreciate you doing the news desk today.
Yeah, thank you, Terry.
We've been talking with Tait of Omdia. This has been Terry Sweeney for Dark Reading. Thanks for joining us for this news desk segment. We'll see you next time.